crossover, for example, if you were pushing on the inside to crossover, you want grip because that's what you're pushing off on.
Softer wheels on the inside,
exactly.
And harder wheels on the outside.
So you would put these softer ones here because you want grip, and then when you put your foot down, you lean more on your outside, so you'll start rolling again. So it gives you that.
Even though now I still don't know. I put one of those.
Do it the best
to go round.
Have a look at what you do. Get someone to film you. Get someone to video you. But Hex uses it, and Gnarly Davidson uses it, and Chev will use it, and Blitz will use it as well. And
so jammer thing, I think.
Speak to them about it. Yeah, because I tried it and I didn't like it. But I'm sure if you knew how to do it properly, it would probably be advantageous. But I think it's Rollers and Revelers or something like that. It's this really good website where basically the skates, they do the skates like that, and they do diagrams with different colour wheels telling you, and it tells you the setups. They've all got different names, like the Morty and stuff like that.
Sorry, would you be able to do that for us tonight? Because we borrowed Hex's wheels.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I don't know what setup she does. I think she does the Morty, so I could look it up and put them on for you.
When she told me how to put them on my skate, she puts the two grippier ones on the inside.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the two D-rods that she's got on the outside, the pink ones. So green on the inside, pink
so
on the
your
outside.
softer, grippier ones are on the inside, and your harder ones are on the outside. But like I said, I don't use it.
I'm recording, I can't see the time. You've been talking for 28 minutes and 28 seconds.
Okay. So, there's one more bit to wheels. One more bit to wheels, and it's an important bit, and that's your bearing on the inside, and that's what makes your wheel go round. So this is your wheel without the bearing in. That's your wheel with the bearing in. Okay. And you can get loads of different types of bearings again. So you can get cheap ones, expensive ones, medium ones, but they're all the same size, okay, because they have to fit onto this. So they're all the same size. Do not buy 7mm bearings, because you now get some really expensive trucks that are 7mm, and you'll buy bearings and they won't fit on because these are 8mm. Okay, so you always just get the standard ones. But if I take it out, you take it out like this, you literally, there's one bearing in one side and one bearing in the other. Okay, let's hope I can get it out.
I had to YouTube this to work out how to get that.
Okay. So that's your bearing there. So if you hold the middle of it, it spins round, and what it's got in it is, I'll open it up. It's got loads of little balls on the inside. No, this is
What's on the other side of the reason of that?
we understand. Okay, so you've got the bearing, and then you see the black bits. They're rubber shields. Okay, so they're protecting the inside of your bearing. You could take them out with a pin, or a scalpel, or a knife. Let's hope it comes out. Right.
Some of your bearings will be closed, which you won't be able to do.
Yeah, some of your bearings might not allow this to happen, but basically you can see this is so gunky. I haven't crleaned it.
Mine are disgusting.
I cleaned mine last weekend. I couldn't believe the
Did
crap.
you?
These balls so dirty.
You need to take
Truthfully,
off.
I made my other half do it, but I
Love it.
He doesn't know what he has to do.
That's a blue job.
Take off both sides, okay, and you'll see on one side it's got loads of balls in it, and on the other side it's just a ring that the balls are attached to. So if I do that, it's just the outside that spins round. But they get really crunky, I mean you can see, and dirty from being in this hall because it's really, really dusty. And if you spin your wheel and it just goes, and doesn't go round, it's because your bearings are really crunked up and dirty. So what you could do is you could get a jam jar. I just got this today because this is like a proper one, but this just came today actually. But you could get a jam jar, and you need something like that's 100% alcohol, like brake fluid cleaner, or what would you use?
You're not supposed to use WD-40.
Don't use WD-40. Okay. But you this is like apparently citrus based, but this has got things that you put the bearing on, like that. But you can literally just chuck them in there and just leave.
Isopropylol's quite good, apparently.
What's
Isopropyl.
Yeah.
Getting boots.
Is that nail polish remover stuff?
No, it's not.
That was stripping, wasn't
That's
it?
acetone. No, isopropyl is sort of like an alcohol.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
You
strong
just
as
need-
spirit,
But you can
isn't it?
use acetone, can't you? So it hasn't got anything oil based.
That's it. You just need 100% alcohol. You need something that's got no like oil or anything
Yeah.
like that in it.
'Cause we use
And basically you just
checks that haven't got any
leave it in there, just shake it around.
Tom, can you use that one over and over again, or is that a one-time use?
You can use it over and over again.
Otherwise she's wasted her
Yeah. But you don't, like I said, 18 months and I've only just got that. I just used a jam jar with a bit of brake cleaner in it. Take the shields off because otherwise they'll rot in the alcohol. Chuck it in there. It's not going to hurt it, and just literally just squish it around. Leave it for probably every month because they are because it is really skanky in there. And I mean, if you look at that. Look in there, they're just proper ming. I mean, where's my
Yeah,
stick?
Nikki's worse. Nikki floors is-
I've skated twice on those wheels, and see how dirty they are already. So it's
I don't want to do
so it just cleans it, or just get your boyfriend to do it. So then you just take it out again.
How long do you leave it for?
I normally leave them in overnight. It doesn't really matter. Right? You could do it in 10 minutes or do it in half an hour. This is like this is like citrus cleaner, so I don't think it's going to evaporate. But normally with the alcohol, it evaporates straight away. So when it's dry, this is an old bearing anyway. What you do is you get some lubricant. So you could get speed cream from your local skate shop. It's like £3 or something. This is like cube lube for these cube bearings I got. What else can you use? You can use something. That's right, sewing machine oil. And you literally just put a drop in there to lubricate it again, or a couple of drops, and just pop those back on, those shields back on again. They just clip in, spin it round, and you've sorted your bearings out without having to buy new ones. Or you could just go out and buy really cheap new ones if you can't be bothered to do that. But you can get, as you get more into it, you'll end up buying more expensive bearings because they're faster. And
So do they come with different number rating for bearings?
they do.
In terms of like spin?
Yeah, you have like ABEC 7, which I think is the minimum you should use, and then they just go up and up and up. But as long as you could get ABEC 5s, yeah. You could get ABEC 5s or ABEC 7s. Yeah, probably ABEC 5s. They do. So if you clean them when you first get your bearings, then they do run better. But it's just how often you can be bothered to do it. I mean, to be honest, if you still do that, I haven't done that for a year. I mean, that still goes round. It just doesn't go round very much. So it depends if you're bothered about it or not. But they do get mega crunked up here. That's all. And I didn't do it for the first 6 months and had to throw them away. So it's just about like saving.
I just bought a hybrid bearing that seems quite good.
What's
They're
that?
extortionately expensive bearings that have got like the ceramic balls.
Oh, the ceramic
instead of
bearing,
steel,
yeah.
Which is kind of beneficial because they kind of grind up all the crap
They
and kick
do.
it out
Yeah.
again.
So you could get, when I showed you the silver
But the
balls
one I
inside, you
got,
could get
it's
ceramic.
just one ceramic and the rest is steel.
Yeah.
So it does a similar, but it runs really nice.
What happens
But
is
I've
the
not actually tried
ceramic
cleaning that.
grinds up the dirt, because it doesn't have to have like any oil. That one ceramic ball won't need to have any oil on it or lubrication because it just wears itself down all the time into a perfect sphere. My boyfriend was explaining this last night to me. You don't need to buy it, but they're pretty pricey. You know, we're talking like probably £100–120 or something like that.
If you haven't got one of those bearing tools, you can.
Oh, you can use your axle,
You just
can't
use
you?
the axle, yeah. You kind of just jimmy it off.
Yeah,
That's
that's it. But they're
because I haven't got one of them tools.
they're not that expensive either. If you're doing it all the time, they're like £6 or £7 or something. Yeah, that was a good point, Tree. You can just use your axle and take them out. Just be careful about it, or you'll bend your axle. 'Cause that's what I do.
Hit someone in the face.
Hence the tool, huh?
Hence one of these is different. One of them, that one's different. But does that make sense? Like we've covered quite a lot of technical stuff that normally we wouldn't deal with in our lives, I expect.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But it was the wheel thing that took me ages to get my head round because I just couldn't get what was grippy, what was soft. But just think about the surface you're rolling on. If you need more grip on it, go softer, and if you need more slide on it, go harder. That's it.
If you want to start out with, obviously in here you need reasonably hard wheels. You can pick up outdoor wheels that are soft, really cheap
Yeah.
to start off with. I mean, you can get
Yeah,
them for
like
about
these
30
were
quid
£30 for 8 of
for
those.
8 wheels. So to start off with, you'd be fine with those in a sports hall until you knew whether you
Well,
were
they
going
were.
to.
I put my